Bionis and Mechonis. Hams versus Mechon. Xenoblade starts out with an epic battle in the Battle of the Sword Valley, with you controlling Dunban. You next get introduced to the main character Shulk, his best friend Ryan, and the girl next door, the childhood friend Fiora. So right off the outset, you're introduced to your main characters and the antagonists of the game. Things further pick up shortly after when the Mechon attack Colony 9 and Fiora is killed by Metalface. Thus, in the early outset of the game, you have your protagonist, your antagonist, and interesting characters that are actually explained, an overall backstory, and an introductory to the villain in Metalface. So, tell me why I am 25 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles X and all of the above has barely even been scratched. Let me first say this, the graphics in this game are not good. They aren't even average. The character models are awful. The textures are awful. There's pop-in everywhere. When you walk through the East Gate at New LA, you see the skells up there and the trucks and everything, they literally teleport right in front of you. Not pop in, they teleport in front of you. The trucks and the skells have like instant transmission or something. And I had guys on Twitter tell me today that the world is amazing and that the world feels alive. Alive with what? It's a barren, empty world filled with monsters. That's it. No towns, no villages, no cities, no moving trees, no wind, no environmental effects and everything, no moving shadows. It is just literally a giant open terrain with different environments with monsters and things sprinkled out in between. Nothing else. That's it, people. And did I mention that you can literally walk through moving cars? Yeah, if you go to the residential district of New LA, you can literally walk through moving cars. So the graphics in this game are nothing impressive. They aren't even average, and anybody who wants to tell you differently loses all credibility as a gamer immediately. Now the battle system is good, and the classes, arts, and skills are all very nice. The customization and the abilities and how you can outfit each character and change your primary character's class, they're all good. It's improved over the last game, and there's no argument there with that. The same battle system is implemented, and is essentially the same thing from the last game, minus the Monado. And to be honest, without the Monado, the gameplay definitely takes a step back. As far as the characters go, my god, they're boring as all hell. Your main character is a silent protagonist who doesn't even feel like he's a part of the story. He might as well just be some nameless soldier that follows you around or that you can actually recruit throughout the game to help you for 30 minutes. Elma is decent, but not really well developed. Lynn just needs to shut the hell up and stop talking. Tatsu is an annoying orange Moogle. Lao and Elle, they literally just came and left, and I have no idea where either of them are at. And Vanham, aka the Tank Top Master, is the only real character with any personality in the game. As far as the story goes, what story? We crash landed on the planet, escaping Earth's destruction from warring alien factions. The aliens caught up with us, shot our ship down, leaving us to crash land on this unknown planet. Now we have to adapt this giant, huge crash ship into a city and search the planet for ways to survive and salvage the ship and find the Lifehold. Meanwhile, the aliens who initially shot us down and blew up planet Earth or whatever followed us here, and they want to kill us for, at this time, what is unknown reasons. They just apparently feel like traveling across the space and the galaxies and the cosmos, wanting to eradicate humanity for, literally at this point, no real reason. So, what are my initial thoughts of this game 25 hours in? It's not a bad game, but given that the prior game was my favorite game of the last generation and one of my favorite games of all time, this game can't be looked at as anything but an extreme disappointment to me. I mean, I'm at Chapter 5 talking to 3 little aliens that sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks right now. And nobody wanted this game to be better more than me. Nobody wanted this game to be more amazing than I did. I have the collector's edition. I have the hardcover collector's edition book. I bought it. I paid money for it. I was hyping this game. I was talking about how this game could maybe and hopefully even top The Witcher 3. unless something drastically changes, and drastically changes soon, it's not even going to come close, people. Not even close. Oh, and one last thing that I forgot. The music. The music. What were they thinking with the music? The music is awful. We have like a mix of guitar, rock and roll, and some intermediate rap, and it's just awful. It builds no tension to the battles. It doesn't change dynamically with what's happening in the battles like the last game. It doesn't make you feel like you're in an epic fight or anything like that. It doesn't change when health goes low or you're making a comeback or you're making a break or anything like that. The only good theme in the game is when you fight those purple monsters and there's like a little bit of singing and things like that. But outside of that, the music is downright awful. And while I'm talking about the music, let's talk about Blade. As far as Blade goes, the game is structured around taking missions, being a bounty hunter, doing jobs, joining factions, enlisting people, customizing your barracks, hopefully later getting skills soon. But the entire game is not set up like an adventure or an RPG. It's legitimately set up like Phantasy Star Offline or some kind of offline MMO, and I really don't like it. I mean, it's an interesting concept, but it's not doing much to push the story further, so these are my first impressions. These are my impressions 25 hours into the game. Somebody, please tell me that things are going to change and ramp up and pick up soon, because right now I'm like literally just trudging and dredging through the game, falling asleep with the controller in my hand, a controller that has miserable battery life, by the way, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, I'm just going to keep playing and hoping things get better, because if things don't get better, then I'm just really going to quit. That's all I can say.